Hello, good morning everyone. How are you doing? Say hi if you're out there. When you catch up with me, sorry to be so late. Sometimes in life that happens. And I am going to be working with these two, but I wanted to show you how you can mix and match and pull stuff in from other areas, okay? Let me just get this computer up and running. There we go. Looks pretty good. Maybe move over just a skosh. Give myself a little more room. And okie dokie. All right. So these are. Oops. Sorry, got some volume on my computer there. Don't want me talking over myself. So this is the Golden Greenery Greetings of the Season 2 stamp sets. And I love this one so much because you get all of these dies to go with your words, okay? And I also like that there's tons of words you can use. Oh, I just messed that up. These carrier sheets have a thin, really thin, and then a much thicker one. And so when I put my dies in here, I like to have that thicker one to cover up, to protect everything. And this is what I peeled off the back of this. I got these on Amazon. And then I just have extra space for those little bits and pieces. Okay, this one here, same thing. But this one actually has 2. So I didn't take this sticky off. I just put the one back there because look at you guys how pretty those extra bits are. And I just thought about something. I did use these extra bits for a card class on Monday if you're local. And let me just walk over and get that and show you the card, one of the cards I have that will be for Monday's class. Hold on one sec. So here is one of the cards that we'll be making. Let me hold it up a little bit. So we're using some vellum, the paper, cutting out of the paper, and then just cutting your background and stamping. A couple of those tags that I just showed you. And there's your little sneak peek. All right, let's get started. What are we doing today? Well, I thought I would show you kind of an old trick. So let me show you first. This is what it looks like. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can do it. So this is how you can make 4 cards, stamp it once, cut it up, and make 4 cards, okay? And typically, I've done this before, but I've done it with an 8.5 by 11. This piece of paper is 7.5 by 10, okay? You just draw a line, faint line in the middle, and this one I didn't do that, so I'll show you how to fix it. And you just stamp. I started stamping, and I have a couple of pictures of, like, I stamped these 3 pieces first, then I went back and stamped these pieces, and then I finished up with these. And these are, some of these are 1st and 2nd generation, some of these are, no, this is all 2nd generation, this is 1st and 2nd generation, this is 1st generation. In other words, I inked it up, stamped it. If I wanted a 2nd generation, I inked it up, stamped it on paper, and then used that 2nd layer of ink. Easy peasy. All right, so you can either do the full, so you have the whole card, standard A2 card, or you can do this version, which gives you about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, okay? All right, so with that in mind, here is another way you can do it. Say you just need 2 cards. So what I could have done and should have done is left this together, but that's okay. Maybe we can do it like that. And I don't yet, forgive me, I don't yet have all of the inks. I've got all of the Regals on order, and they should be here soon. So this color from Close to My Heart it will work with some of the Stampin' Up! Colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to bring in my scratch paper. Now you can do this two ways. You can put this together, or you can just do it individually. So if this was my full piece of paper, this would be my halfway, and this is my halfway. I hope that makes sense. If not, ask me. So we're going to open this green ink up, and we're going to full strength stamp once, turn it around, and stamp twice. Okay, so that's our first layer, if you will. Wash this off. And then we're going to take our next layer, and we are going to need green again. And I'm going to stamp up this. And I am going to put it, let me move this down. I am going to put it here. And I try not to go exactly where I went, if that makes sense. So that way they're all just a little bit different. And depending on the angle, like you're gonna have more on this one than you are that one, that's okay. And now let's take our, what would be copper clay. And we will ink that up. Then we will stamp off the first layer. Sorry if my head gets in the way. And isn't that pretty? Just love the look of that. I'm just going to turn this one this way so I can see a little better. And that's how we do that. Okay. And now we're going to move on to another color, which I can't wait to get. So we start with our green first. Ink that up. This time we're going to do second generation on both. So we have to take off the first layer and add second layer. I usually just go 1 and 2, 1 and 2, or first, second, so that way you don't mess up. Okay. This one's going to need just a smidge more. And we'll see. You never know till you're done. And you can always go back and add a little. So that's our green layer. And now we're going to add some blueberry bushel. Can't wait for that color to come. And again, ink it up. Take the first layer off. Line up your bits and pieces. And stamp. And I didn't exactly get it lined up, but I got a second chance here. And I don't think you're gonna see it too badly. Sorry if I'm talking low. I get that way sometimes crafting. So there we go, that's better. All right. So that's kind of initially where I would stop. But we got a lot of white going on. I think I need a little something else. So I think what I will do, anybody out there? Give me some suggestions. Maybe just a little bit more green. So we'll go back to this leaf and our green. And just fill in a little bit. You notice that it was going this way, so I went the other way. So I'm kind of looking at what my overall is going to look like. That's better. So I'm just adding a little bit, okay? There we go. All right, I like that better. What do you think? So that's where we started. All right. So now, let's it's just a matter of layering it on some card base or colored cardstock, stamping a word. So you could do it light on light. That'd be kind of pretty with just kind of clean lines. Get rid of this. Move some of this out of the way. Alright, so we're going to stop there for a minute. And I want to show you a couple that I have done by taking those colors and making some things. So here is your first one. Get my fingers out of the way if you want to screenshot it. And I wanted to show you what I used. So on this one, I used some of this new Natural Tones linen thread on there. And then this little foof, as Rachel would call it, is from, and this is where we're mixing and matching. Believe it or not, it's from the Seaside Wishes, this little bit here. So whenever you've got little bits like this is obviously, you know, from the ocean, the little rocks and stuff, but it could be a nice background for a guy card. And this one just gave me that little bit that I needed. And this thread is really easy to tie. These I just went behind, put a piece of tear and tape, hold it down good. Okay, and the next one I want to show you. So that's card one. Is this one? Oh, which isn't on a card base. Hold on. Where's my card base? Oh, it's here somewhere. I don't see it. Oh, let's use this one. Okay. So I forgot to put it on there. There we go. Pretend it's on there. So when you're doing something like this, you kind of, the clear stamps works best so you can see exactly where you're going. This is just, this little couple of loops, I just wrapped it around my finger and put it behind there, tied a little knot. This little foof, Rachel would be so proud of me, is from the Country Flowers, this one here. So again, first and second generation, just kind of mix them around, and then I just used some of the, where'd they go? Some of these clear sparkles to put inside of the first generation, which these are just the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Okay. So there's card number 2. Card number 3 is this one. Again, I used the twine, and on the back of here, I just put some tape, and I just went back, and I didn't go around. I just went around a little bit here and came back around. Crisscrossed it, tied a knot. Now in this one, you'll notice that there's little knots within the twine. And all I did to do that was to take my twine, and I like to leave it on the spool, and tie a knot, like so, and then tie a knot further down, so they're spread out, like so, and then you just go and tie your bow like you normally would. If I can get my fingers to work today. Don't worry about the knots, just tie your bow, and of course, you know, it never works on camera like it does when you're not on camera. Let's try that again. I trimmed my nails down and it's giving me fits. Sorry. Trust me, it is really easy to tie, and I'm having a heck of a time. Okay, there we go. Just pull it back through. So I like to tie it, then I leave it loose so I can pull it back through, and then I tighten it up. Then you can fiddle with it. And then you can cut this, you can actually tie another knot down here. I just have to shove all that through there. And then you can get another knot. And I usually try and make sure that they're in different spots. So I'm moving this one up. There we go. And I usually give these tails a little, and then cut it off. So you've got a knot here, a knot here, and a knot here. So I hope you like that. Give it a try. It does work off camera when you're not stressed. And then you're not wasting your twine either, okay? So that's how I did that. So 1, 2, and 3, and we're gonna make a 4th one. And I wanna show you one more thing on these bells. You can see that so I use 1st and 2nd generation, but the 1st generation, I don't know if you can see that, is very straight up and down rather than solidly stamped. It's very easy to do. Let me show you how I did that. Move these out of the way. And get my scratch paper. Where is it? Right here. Okay. And this one didn't come out, so I'll just throw that away. All right. So I'm going to turn it over. Actually, I can show you on this one. So this is stamping it just like you normally would. This one, I actually went this way with it, but I want to show you how to go up and down. So I use the blue so it's nice and dark, so you can see what I'm doing. And I've just put the solid and the 2nd layer of the bell on there. And all you're going to do is hold on to your ink pad and just swoosh it down, okay? And then you need to take that 1st layer off and stamp your 2nd layer. Then you just turn it over and stamp the next layer. So instead of it looking like that, it looks like that. So it kind of, I don't know, I just think it adds a little something, makes it more bell-like, if you will. Okay? There's a little tip to try. And you could go the other way, but I thought long ways looked a little better for the bell than sideways, like I first started doing. So there's a little tip for you. And next, I only have these few things for making the little extra bits. So I use this one right here, which is about 2 1/4. It's a 2 1/4 inch circle. That's from this lovely set of 12 dies, which is the Spotlight on Nature, which may or may not be available right now. I'll stick that back in there so I don't lose it. Okay, and let's pull out. I have one left from what I cut up here, and it looks like this. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to tell you is as you look at these cards, you'll see that they're on different colors of cardstock here, right? Like this one's really blue, and it just, the blue match the green. You just use the colors to make continuity. But as I was picking these colors, as you layer them onto here, you will see which color looks best. So it looks really good on that one, right? But then when you go and put it on the blue, that would actually be okay, but it still doesn't make those pop. I mean, they'll all be okay, but the fact is that they just, I don't know, to me, it pops which one I need to use. Maybe not for everybody else, okay? Oh, and this one here, I use the little bits are, this is from the Mediterranean Suite. It's the Opal Round Assortment, which I just love those colors. And the blue was perfect. Okay, so I have one card left. I'll put 1, 2, and 3 out of the way. Get those out of the way. All right, so I picked the copper clay. And this could go this way, or it could go this way. That just, to me, it screams, I don't know. I guess you could go that way. Let's see. So there's my circle. Happy birthday. And this was a vellum circle I cut out. That's actually the front, and it could have been the other. And I was thinking I was going to lay it over the top, but it just, you can't really see it, okay? So I cut it in half, right? Why not? We can do what we want on our cards. So then I was thinking, well, I could kind of do that with it. Yeah. But then I came up with, I'm going to put this here. And remember, vellum, you need somewhere to be able to glue underneath vellum. So since I've got my half pieces, I thought I might do something like, make sure I got the right side up, like this, to kind of give me something a little different. Now originally I had it going this way, and so at this point you can just kind of play with it and see where you like it best. I mean, I could do something like this if I want, but that doesn't give me much to glue that vellum to. But it does look kind of cool, and with some string behind there, twine would be kind of nice. But I kind of liked it. And you could even overlap for your corner and do something like that. So see, at this point, it's just playing with it. See what you like. Could even go like this, which would give you a little bit more to glue. Oh, kind of like that. Or you could spread it out. What do you like, peeps? Let me know in the comments. Or you could just use one, like it's a little snow globe. That looks like a snow globe to me. Let's not do that. This is not a Christmas card. But I do kind of like the little corner area. And you don't have to put it all the way. You could, you know, move it all the way down to the bottom there. That's kind of cool. Let's do that. All right, so what are we going to do? We are going to take this. Let's put this onto our base. I see a little bit of something that didn't quite get cut, so it's just on the back. Okay, no biggie. We are good. And I have found that this is really sticky tape. This is the Stamp and Seal, just the regular one. Okay. So move this out of the way. And again, I think I've told you 1,000 times, but in case you haven't heard, I look at these 3 angles and I just kind of hover it over. I don't put it down very hard to begin with. So that way I have a second to see if it's okay. All right. Let's put this one down next. Oh, yeah, do I want to use any ribbon? I don't think so. All right, let's put this one down. Stay on camera. Sorry about the glare. If anybody knows how I can get rid of the ring glare, let me know. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Use my corners. Line up 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. Now, I know that the little top parts are going to get covered up, so I can put just the tiniest. Come on. Sometimes I peel it too far and it won't get started. I'm learning. It's a new toy for me. Okay, a little bit there. So it just kind of holds it a little bit. A little bit there. I think maybe we should pop that up a little bit. Pull it out a little bit more. I like it there. All right, So glue the heck out of this one. So we know that there's a lot of contact. And what we can also do is come down just a little bit more because that doesn't have much on it. But I didn't know where I was going to put it, so I didn't put much on there. So vellum, you're going to see the tape. There's not a whole lot you can do. So if you can glue it behind something, it's kind of your best bet. And yes, those are going to be flapping a little bit, but actually this glue isn't too bad. I think I'll put a little bit on here. Let's just see if it will work. And there goes nothing. Hey, it's just a little piece of vellum, right? That kind of worked. Let's see if I can get a little bit on there. Okay. Ooh, I don't think I got any on there. Hey, I fuss with it just like you guys. Okay. I got that one a little off when I wiggled it around. I'm going against a couple of layers. There we go. All right. Got this. And stick that there. And then, do we want a bow? Do we want some sparkles? What do we want? I don't know. Let's see. What can we use? Let's see what else we have. Oh, these are kind of pretty. Kind of mimics the vellum. Why don't we try those? All right. So these are flat adhesive back pearls, which are really nice because they are quite flat. It's like they took the bumped up floral, I don't know if you can see this, and they flattened them out a bit. Hopefully you can see that. And what I like to do, I love that they're on this clear backing because then you can just kind of move them around and see what you want. So then we'll get our tool, and you can use either end. I'm just getting used to this putty end. And let's see, I'm gonna pick maybe a smaller of the big ones. And it's nice because you can kind of hover it around and see where you want it. Of course, it wants to stick to my finger more than the... Okay, so this is where I just kind of, I tend to put the lighter ones or smaller ones at the top and the bigger ones down below. And I kind of like to mix and match, you know, and make your triangle. And then again, I'm going to just set that down in case I need to move it. And set it down just a little bit. That's kind of cool. I oftentimes will kind of go around my artwork with the little dots. Why not? There we go. That's kind of cool. And that's 5, so it's an odd number. Good. All right, I like that. Put those away. And I think that's good. Yeah, what do you think? So that's card number 4. Let me just put this one down quick. Oh, come on. I go too far with it, and then the adhesive is not where I want it. But I'm learning. Sometimes they're better than others. All right, let's get this one on the card base. There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, also, thank you so much for shopping with me, keeping me going, keep my business alive. And I do have a host code until next month, until Monday, this coming Monday, and it is TABNXFKP. So take a screenshot of that, and I will say thank you for my hostess with the mostest that's coming up. And let me clear out some junk so you can take a nice picture. There's the artwork I have for you. I hope that you will try it. As always, I like to know which is your favorite. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Thanks, everyone. Give it a try. Try something new. Go outside of your comfort zone. That's how you grow. Oops, those aren't very centered. There we go. Alrighty. So until next time, and hopefully I'm sorry again that I was a little late, but I'll see you next Friday in the AM. Bye now.